I'm ready one fight and tomorrow. And the rematch. And the street fight. I'm ready.
Bare knuckle.
Tomorrow, maybe right now. Not boxing gloves, but a street fight. Not hands, legs,
feet.
not legs, only fists.
Like
Bare
with
fists.
Usyk, I feel like I got a better skill set than him, but I feel like towards the later rounds, he'll just outdo me because I've never been.
38, it's a young guy. Remember, 38, it's only start.
Oleksandr Usyk is turning up the pressure by calling out Moses Itauma before his fight with Dillian Whyte, saying Moses is a little bit scared. Usyk openly questions Moses' youth and courage. He's not just doubting Moses' skills, he's challenging him to prove himself before even getting past Whyte. That's next-level mind games.
Does he have a weakness?
Little bit, yes. Little bit, yes, because maybe it's a younger guy, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but...
Moses Itauma doesn't back down, saying he'd take Usyk over training camp any day. It's a bold statement, but Usyk's earlier criticism still lingers. Taking the fight is one thing, but proving yourself against a master like Usyk is where the Real challenge begins.
Oleksandr Usyk, would you prefer to spend time with him in his training camp for his next fight or fight him next?
Fight him next, then spend time with him.
April, May, it's Dubois, or April, May, it's Usyk. You say immediately yes?
Of course.
Moses keeps pushing, talking about fame, records, and money if he beats Usyk. But dreaming is easy. Usyk has already beaten world champions before. This sounds less like confidence and more like a young fighter trying to convince himself he's ready for what's coming.
I would be silly not to take that, because I would end up in a better position taking that fight than if I didn't take that fight. If I win, I'm a world champion, I'll smash the records, I'm a millionaire, superstar, XYZ, yeah? And if I didn't take that fight, then I've still gone and tried it.
Tony Bellew praises Moses but reminds everyone that Usyk has broken all size stereotypes. Saying Moses isn't as technical as Usyk is a polite way of saying there is a big gap in skill. Bellew knows Usyk's level of mastery can't be caught up too quickly.
The only thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
When will Moses be ready? Adam Smith shares his opinion, and it's just as clear. He says Moses can beat many fighters but not Usyk. Not ready is the key phrase here, and it stings. When experienced analysts say you're not at Usyk's level yet, it's a reality check that hype can't hide.
Is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. Of the top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Adam Smith describes Moses Itauma as a complex challenge. Quick feet, sharp counters, and non-stop pressure. But here's the catch. Usyk has built his career by breaking down exactly these kinds of fighters. While Smith's praise is sincere, he acknowledges that Moses has never faced anyone with Usyk's intelligence, timing, and championship calm. In the ring, speed and reach are valuable weapons, but against Usyk's precise angles and clever feints, they can easily turn into traps. Usyk excels at drawing opponents in, causing them to overcommit, and then punishing their mistakes. Moses might push other fighters back, but Usyk will stay grounded, read every movement, and force the young challenger to fight on his terms. It's not just about having great skills, it's about knowing how to use them under intense pressure. That's where Usyk's experience dominates.
With Moses is that his feet and his distance and his range is so good and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Oleksandr Usyk is, but he's moved up into that.
When the conversation turns to who truly rules this division, Tony Bellew leaves no doubt. Bellew speaks plainly. Usyk is the king, the name that brings the biggest paydays and the highest respect. Fighters like Moses Itauma aren't just hunting belts. They're chasing the Usyk jackpot. Bellew knows from experience that the top fighter attracts challengers not just for glory, but for life-changing money. That's the reality here. Moses must prove himself to cement his own name, not the other way around. Usyk's legacy is already etched in gold, with undisputed titles, stunning victories, and a skill set that makes other heavyweights look average. This isn't arrogance, it's fact. Usyk can choose his opponents freely. The young contenders are eager, but hunger alone won't close the skill gap. If Moses wants a seat at that table, he'll need to do more than talk big. He must earn the king's respect inside the ring.
Fight. These guys are begging now for the baby because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need him. He doesn't need them. Oleksandr Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is.
Peter Fury praises Moses for his strength, size, and powerful punches. But the big question he asks, and every fan wonders, is, can Moses handle someone with the speed, power, and non-stop pressure of a proven world champion like Usyk? Fury knows being big only helps so much. Against Usyk, size can be a problem. It's harder to land clean hits when the smaller fighter moves like water, cuts angles, and turns your strengths into weaknesses. Fury's view points to the unknown. Moses has shown flashes of sharpness and danger, but can he keep that up under Usyk's fast pace and mental pressure? That's the gap every new fighter must cross, and history shows most don't make it against a top-level technician in his prime.
It's a good fight to make. Dillian Whyte's got the experience. He's also, he can punch, he's strong, he's a big unit, but can he negate the speed, the power and the ferocity of this young heavyweight coming? And he gives angles, he's a good boxer as well. So that's the thing. You've got experience against somebody who's up and coming that hasn't been tested yet because he's so sharp.
Just when the pressure seemed high, Joe Rogan raises it even more with his opinion on Moses Itauma. Rogan sees great potential in Moses, praising his movement, angles, and feints as truly next level. But here's the catch. Against Usyk, that alone won't win the fight. Usyk is the master of angles, the footwork expert, and the man who has made bigger, stronger opponents miss all night. Rogan's excitement is fair. Moses is flashy, fast, and dangerous in bursts. But Usyk has faced and beaten fighters with the same dazzling skills. The difference is Usyk's control of the fight's pace, his ability to adjust mid-round, and his mental strength in big moments. Showing those skills against mid-level fighters is one thing. Doing it against a man who shuts down your best moves is another. If Moses wants to prove Rogan right, he'll have to show those next-level skills under the brightest lights against the king himself.
So he's got just unbelievable movement, his angles, the way he boxes, his fucking feints and movement, total.
The praise for Moses is real. He has exceptional talent, years of experience, and a strong amateur background. But boxing history is full of amateur stars who struggled under the harsh spotlight of the professional stage. That's where Oleksandr Usyk's path stands out as the gold standard. He also had an impressive amateur career but managed to transition smoothly to the pros, handling elite opponents under intense pressure. Moses' long record shows he's no rookie, but it doesn't guarantee he can perform at that top level when everything is on the line. Usyk made his name by breaking down fighters who entered the ring with big reputations but couldn't adjust to the pro game. For Moses, talent and experience are just the start. True championship success demands patience, adaptability, and the skill to control the fight against the very best. And that's where Usyk's experience might turn Moses's biggest strengths against him.
So he's got just unbelievable movement, his angles, the way he boxes, his fucking feints and movement, total.
Gareth A. Davies perfectly captures the buzz around Moses Itauma. He's become a hot topic in boxing circles. When the media, promoters, and fans are all talking about a fighter, it means momentum is building. But that attention also brings a silent challenge. Living up to the hype, especially when the opponent is someone like Oleksandr Usyk. Gareth's comments about putting pressure on fighters reflect what Usyk is doing, applying public pressure and pushing Moses into the spotlight before he's fully proven himself. In boxing, fascination is a double-edged sword. It can launch you to superstardom or set you up for a hard fall if you don't deliver. For Moses, every interview and mention adds to the hype train that Usyk could brutally derail. And knowing Usyk's mindset, he'll use that attention as fuel for psychological warfare well before the fight even starts.
Well, wanting to go there because Moses Itauma is fascinating. I spoke to Francis Warren ringside on Saturday night. You had a microphone as well. Were you allowed to put the pressure on them to speak? Because I just did anyway. And Francis...
Spencer Oliver is one of those ready to back Moses Itauma in handling the big spotlight. His confidence in Moses is impressive. He doesn't just think Moses will win. He believes Moses will win in style. That kind of prediction adds even more pressure on the young fighter's shoulders. In boxing, style isn't just about looking good. It means controlling the fight, imposing your will, and sending a strong message. But here's where Usyk changes things. He's the kind of opponent who won't let you fight your fight. For Moses to win in style against Usyk, he'd have to control the distance, break Usyk's rhythm, and stay composed every second of every round. Something even world champions have struggled to do.
Spencer's belief is based on Moses's raw talent.
But talent alone won't stop Usyk's relentless ability to adapt. If Moses wants that stylish victory, he'll have to turn all the hype into focused execution. Otherwise, the same crowd cheering him on could end up watching Usyk expose his inexperience in a painful way.
Because he knows it's last chance saloon for him. He needs the victory here. So, look, we find out just how good Moses Itauma is, I think, on the 16th of August when he boxes Dillian Whyte, because I think he wins it and wins it in style. But everyone they put in front of him so far, he's just dismantled. I think this kid's going to go on and...
Moses Itauma's honesty here is refreshing but risky in elite boxing. Admitting that Oleksandr Usyk could outlast him in the later rounds is like giving away your game plan to the opponent. It shows self-awareness. Moses knows fighting at championship speed is a whole different challenge. But it also gives Usyk a mental edge before the fight even begins. Saying he has better skills than Usyk is bold. Many have thought the same before facing Usyk, only to be broken down round after round. Usyk thrives in those deep, tough rounds Moses hasn't faced yet. Those later rounds aren't just about fitness, they're about mental strength, making smart changes, and staying sharp when tiredness sets in. By admitting this gap, Moses may have unknowingly boosted Usyk's confidence, giving the champion a clear plan to attack. In boxing, confidence can win rounds, but doubt can lose fights.
We're just looking at fights to kind of get me into that later round, because I feel like with Usyk, I feel like I've got a better skill set than him, but I feel like towards the later rounds, he'll just outdo me, because I've never been in that sort of...
The stage is set for one of the most exciting heavyweight stories in recent memory. Oleksandr Usyk, the skilled technician and current king of the division, has done more than just defend his title.
He has openly challenged Moses Itauma before the young fighter's big fight with Dillian Whyte.
This move is full of psychological strategy, aimed at testing the calm of a fighter still finding his place at the top. Moses has accepted the challenge with bold claims about his superior skills and promises of records, riches, and glory. In boxing, talk is cheap, and Usyk's record is built on breaking down confident challengers who thought they had the key to beat him. If Usyk wins, his legend will grow, silencing another young contender and proving he's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters today. If Moses pulls off a shock, it will be a huge moment, a passing of the torch that could start a new era in heavyweight boxing. The real question is, who is mentally stronger? Who wants it more? Because when the lights shine bright, the pace speeds up, and the pressure rises, that's when the truth is revealed. This fight isn't just about belts, it's about legacy, respect, and the future of heavyweight boxing. Are you rooting for Oleksandr Usyk to prove his dominance again? Or do you think Moses will pull off the upset of the decade? Share your thoughts below.